So welcome back to Vegan Finds, where we're going to take this and turn it into this. Eggplant rollatini with Fra Diavolo sauce.
Fra
Diavolo sauce. My husband is going to be the death of me, people. So if you want to learn how to do this, stick around. So welcome back. We are going to take eggplant and tofu and turn it into eggplant rollatini. So I got this big bad boy from Race Farms yesterday at the Summit Farmers Market, and he is a big boy. So we are going to cut him up into thin slices so that we can do the eggplant rollatini with the tofu ricotta.
Okay, so we have our behemoth eggplant here, and basically what you want to do is cut it as thinly as possible. So I'm just going to cut off the ends here. And I've got my Crocodile Dundee knife.
And this is why Stuart's cutting it.
Exactly. So I'm just going to, since this has a lot of skin on it, we're not going to use that piece. And basically you want to try and keep it as thin as possible, so this is probably about, I would say, about between an 1/8 and a 1/4 inch thick. And what we're going to do is are we salting these?
No, because we're pressing them.
Okay, so we're going to press these. We're going to put it under weight, and just basically that's going to, and with some paper towels, and that's going to get some of the bitterness out of the eggplant. I almost forgot what I was doing here. So, and this is basically all you have to do. Doris doesn't like to use this knife because it is ginormous. I don't know where this knife came from, whether it was a gift, whether I surreptitiously bought it because I thought, wow, that's a big knife and it may come in handy in case I have to use it for self-defense against my wife. You could use that, right? All right. Make sure I'm actually in the shot. Now normally we wouldn't have an eggplant this large, but
I got carried away.
Doris saw it, her eyes went woo woo woo, you know, she was thinking Justin Bieber, eggplant, the whole thing.
What the hell are you talking about?
It's an old Twitter joke. Anyway, I digress. So normally you could slice this on a mandolin if you had an eggplant that was small enough. This is way too big for a mandolin, so I got to do this the old school way. And we're just going to keep cutting it down until it's done. And I'm going to finish this off, and I will show you how to press this in a moment.
You're going to take your eggplant, you're going to lay one layer down on a paper towel. Then you're going to put your next paper towel on top of that, and you're going to put something extremely weighted and heavy on your eggplant. So what I usually do is I take a cookie sheet, and I put a cookie sheet down, and then I put a pot down on top of that. You may need some counter space to be able to do this. You know, if you can use your dining room table, use other things, because depending on the amount of eggplant that you're using will depend on how much space you're going to need. Okay, so we're going to see you when this is done pressing. So our eggplant has been pressed for about 4 hours. The longer you can press it, the better. It'll get the water out better that way. So Stuart's going to show you 2 different ways to make the eggplant rollatini. He's going to bread one, and then we're going to grill the other. So we will see you in a minute. Our eggplant has been pressed for about 4 hours. The longer you can press it, the better, and the more water you will get out of it. So we are going to grill these up, and then we're going to show you how to roll them and make the tofu. Right, so for the tofu ricotta, you're going to need 1 tofu block. I use extra firm. Okay, just kind of break that up already. 1/3 of a cup of noosh. 2 tablespoons of oregano. And then you're going to need some garlic. So let me grab the garlic, and I will show you in a minute. So 2 cloves of garlic are going to go in there. And then we're going to take some salt. Sorry. We're going to take a pinch of salt. Get that in there. And we also need, because I'm forgetting the basil. I'm looking right at it, and I'm forgetting the basil. Let me grab the basil. So I have some fresh basil I'm throwing in. And then I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of the Go Veggie Parmesan. All right. So now I'm going to blitz this in my food processor, and I will see you in a minute. So our tofu ricotta is ready. I taste it as I go, and I scrape down the sides. I salt it. I may add additional oregano like I did in this particular case. And we are going to get that eggplant ready for you next. So Selena happens to really like her mother's eggplant parm. I didn't think Selena would like eggplant, but she really does.
She's a very strange...
She's a very strange child sometimes because, I don't know.
Certain foods, we have no idea why she likes them.
But then again, I do make a really good eggplant.
I'm going to stick that right there.
All right. So now you've seen how to roll these. I'm going to finish this up, and I'm going to show you how to finish it off. So we are done with our rolling. So now we're going to add some of that amazing Fra Diavolo sauce to the tops. All right. You just want to cover that so that they don't like dry out, kind of. Does that make sense? Yeah. So in our we're preheating our oven 425. And we're going to stick these in the oven till the cheese melts, because everything is cooked. And you don't really need to cook the tofu, you just kind of need to heat it through. So for the tops, I'm using the Daiya shreds, the new improved Daiya shreds made with chickpeas. And there you go. We're going to pop this in the oven, and we will see you when it's done. So I'm going to cover this in foil and get it in the oven. All right, I will see you when this is done.
Okay, so I'm going to grill the eggplant so it's soft and cooked enough to roll. And normally speaking, I haven't done it this way, but Doris is telling me this is the way she's always done it. So we're going to do it that way. I'm sure it'll turn out great, and actually it'll save some calories. You can see that there's already some smoke rising. You want to have your pan liberally coated with some oil, even though it's a grill pan. Eggplant has a tendency to stick to things, so you just want to make sure it doesn't stick. So I put about a tablespoon of oil on this, and we're just going to grill it on both sides till it's nice and pliable. That's basically all you have to do there. But basically what you're going to do is, you already can see there's some grill marks coming here. Now obviously you don't want to just do one in a pan, but I'm just going to show you how to do this. This eggplant was so big you can only basically fit 2 pieces in the pan. if you didn't want to grill it per se, you could just do it in a saute pan as well. I don't think it'll come out as well, and it might be a lot more oily than if you're just doing it with the grill pan, because the oil tends to stay away from obviously the eggplant. And that's basically all you have to do. You want to make sure that this is soft enough so you could roll it without it breaking in half. And you can see it's almost there already. And you'll know because it'll be like flippy floppy. So it'll be a little bit floppier than what you have here. And it also depends on how thin or thick you cut it. This one's a little bit thicker on this end here, so it's going to cook a little bit longer. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll just do that. I'll take the thinner end off the heat and just kind of press down here. And don't be surprised if there's quite a bit of smoke. That's just natural with the grill pan. So there you have it. This is just about ready. I'm going to put this on the plate with all the other eggplants that have already been grilled, and Doris is going to show you how to roll them up.
So I don't know if you can, all of the cheese has melted. Foiling this thing was obviously the right choice. We've never had this much luck using any mozzarella cheese melting. So we are really, really happy with the outcome. So we're going to plate this sucker up after it's done being molten lava for a few minutes and show you what the final product looks like. So here is our finished product. I finished it off with a little garlic bread because I love my daughter. So if you like these kind of recipes, hit the subscribe, leave a comment down below. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Vegan Finds, and thank you for joining us.